and welcome. You're tuned into My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Michael Vaughan and Simon Dool. Wait a second, what's going on here? Simon?
You're going to say something at some point.
Dooley? No, it's not.
I wouldn't mind being built like Dooley and getting one to swing away.
I'll tell you what we're doing here, right? Just before you guys think there's some sort of sorcery, magic, some illusion trick that we're doing. Essentially, Hyderabad's done really well. So we thought we must have Harsha Bhogle from Hyderabad to talk about it and check in live with how excited you are with this performance.
Bairstow chai chan biscuit khila diya hum loga. And we've got a Yorkshireman in here as well because Bairstow got run. So you see, we are very locally sensitive.
That's right. We are.
I agree.
And on the other side you have me, who's just a local essentially. But we of course have Bairstow and Warner. Well, you wanted runs from the opening partnership. You got some today, didn't you? It was Johnny Bairstow. I told you, if Johnny Bairstow gets going, the Johnny Bairstow show is going to be amazing. It's catapulted Hyderabad to 200. That's right, 200. That's the first time they've got there this tournament. 201 for 6. Johnny Bairstow, 97, really deserved that 100. But a review and LBW to Ravi Bishnoi, who made quite a comeback. We'll get to that in just a second. David Warner getting a half century as well. 150-run partnership between the two of them. But the strange thing, Warnie, is that at 201 for 6, right? Punjab will still go into the dugout thinking, hey, we sort of pulled it back. It seems odd when you just see the scoreboard, isn't it?
Well, they'll be in the dressing room knowing they've got a chase on, but they've got an easier chase than what looked like after about 12 or 13 overs. It looked like a 230, 240. That combination at the top, if they come out and play like they did today, the Warner-Bairstow combination, you can be critical. You can, analyse, the tactical side of what KL Rahul delivered. But ultimately, those two players, when they have a night out, they're very difficult to stop. They run between the wickets hard. They've got all the scoring options, the powerful left-hand, right-hand combination. But I actually thought the innings almost told us a lot about the Sunrisers. If those two play, they'll get a score. But as soon as they get out, that middle order still doesn't have the firepower of the Mumbai Indians or the Delhi Capitals or the KKR. They're still a side that I think most teams will look at and go, you get one of those two out early, that middle order can be put under a huge amount of pressure. 201 still a very big total, but Kings will just fancy their chances. And about 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, they had no chance. They've got a glimmer of hope now.
Well, Harsha, it's not like we're being pessimistic. It's not like we're taking out a bad thing out of a good thing. But it is true what Vaughan is saying. The question has been for Hyderabad that they need the big runs from Bairstow and Warner. And today they had them there for 16 overs. And both of them will be looking back and saying, listen, guys, we got 160. We left you 5 overs after 160. You should have done better than this.
And it's not just the Sunrisers who are like that. I think there's a new trend emerging in world cricket where if you want to play the way, say, England play 50 overs cricket, where you're going bang, 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 then you have to bat deep. And England can do that in 50 overs cricket because they bat till 8, 9. So if you see the teams that are doing well here, there's Stoinis and Pant batting deep enough, but Stoinis at 5, who's getting the runs for Delhi. There's Pollard, Pandya getting the runs for Mumbai. There's Russell who hasn't yet got, but there's Russell who can do it. So when you have that 5, 6, then you don't mind losing 3, 4 wickets in the quest for quick runs if you've got, say, 4 overs left and 5 and 6 are batting. But if you look at Sunrisers, you're absolutely right. You look at them and say, right, I get 1 wicket here. Yeah, Manish Pandey is there, but now what? So it's a valid point.
I definitely want to say big props to the youngster Ravi Bishnoi. Goes 18 in his first over, comes back, and then he was brilliant, wasn't he? That was a joy to watch. His comeback in this game was just such a joy to watch, wasn't it, Harsha?
It was, and my mind actually goes back to something Michael said to us, I think might have been last year or the year before that when he first came and joined us, which is how quickly these under-19s, how quickly these young people are getting a break.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, don't read too much into that line, but yeah, how quickly these young people are getting a break. I think Michael mentioned that of the England players who went to the Under-19 World Cup, 1 or 2 at that point had got a county contract. If you look at the class of 2018, there's 9 people represented here, and even the class of 2020 is now starting to break through. And they're doing all right. I mean, yeah. So and they're playing tough cricket. Bishnoi learned today how to come back. So that's a huge education for him.
Yeah, I think in any format, you know, the one thing I always look at in any player, doesn't matter if he's 18, 19, 25, 35, is character. And in T20 cricket, it's exactly the same as 50-over cricket, in Test match cricket. You have to be able to come back from a bad day in Test cricket, a bad 10 overs potentially in 50-over cricket, and a bad 1 over in T20 cricket. It really does test your character. And the youngster today, I just like the way he kept on just getting it up there, just teasing the batsman. He got a hit in that first over, but he didn't go wanting. You know, he didn't go missing. He didn't go just firing it in. He still managed to just release the ball out of their hands with a little bit of flight and skill. It's I said to you, Gaurav, the other day about these Indian quicks that are coming through. It's starting to get worrying that you're getting a few spinners that are young and youthful and got many years ahead of them as well. It's a bit of a watch for the rest of the world that all these young Indian players are getting an opportunity not only to play, but to mix it with all these legends in the dressing room and just pick the brains of all these great coaches, great players. It's a huge plus for Indian cricket.
And we have to talk about
something that happened yesterday, Gaurav. Sorry to interrupt. Yes. Something that happened yesterday. There's this fast bowler called Tushar Deshpande. And Tushar Deshpande has gone to Dale Steyn and said, "Sir, please tell me how to bowl and how do you bowl in Test cricket?" And he said, "I only kept looking into his eyes because those eyes had taken so many wickets." And Dale Steyn is willing to sit with him and tell him what it takes to go one level up from first class to international cricket. And I mean, it was cute, a story, not related, but Varun Chakravarti went and asked MS Dhoni for a photograph and said, "Dhoni sir, give me one photo."
So I mean, the Tushar and Dale Steyn story actually gave me legit goosebumps, right? It's just amazing. Yeah. And today, it's almost like Anil Kumble sort of saw it. He's a bit of a soothsayer when he was actually being interviewed when Bishnoi in his first over was getting tonked all over the park, and he was asked. He said, "Oh, your young charge." Leg spinner, young charge is getting, battered all over the place. And he said, well, he has to figure out how to come back. And he gets 1 wicket and he'll figure out how to come back. And boy, did he have a comeback. So that, as you're saying, mixing with the legends. Ravi Bishnoi has Anil Kumble over there who's telling him in a timeout, "You got this, kid. Don't worry about it." It's like you suddenly just become 2 feet taller. Hyderabad will feel 2 feet taller today. They're hoping their bowlers feel 2 feet taller when they go in because they've got 201 on the board. Their batsmen have done their job today. Now, can the bowlers close it out for them? Remember, there's a lot of firepower on the other side with Punjab. But is Punjab having the same problem that Hyderabad is having? You go through those 2 openers. You go through Jay and Viru. 1 and 2, best pals, Rahul and Mayank. Does the chase then fall off a cliff? Harsha.
It shouldn't, because you have Nicholas Pooran, you have Glenn Maxwell, you have players like those to follow. So it shouldn't, except that Maxwell comes to play the IPL and he forgets to check in his form. So he leaves his form behind on the luggage carousel and doesn't carry it into India. He's far, 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 far better player than he's allowing himself to be in the IPL. But sometimes, as Michael will tell you, sometimes something just clicks. So if it clicks today for a Pooran, if it clicks today for a Maxwell, this is the side that knows what it is to make 223 and lose a game. So they might well be telling themselves, look, the opposite made 200. Let's go and get these.
Yeah, and Vaughnie, he's also on borrowed oxygen, isn't he, Pooran? Because Kumble said today that Chris Gayle was supposed to play this game, but he's got food poisoning. And he would have come in place of Pooran. So he's on sort of borrowed oxygen. Yeah,
and sometimes you get that opportunity extra that maybe you shouldn't get, and it just gives you that motivation. It gives you that, I always think players are dangerous when they're in their last chance saloon position because they've got no other method but to go out there and play. Now, they've got no excuse. They know they failed on this occasion. So if Maxwell fails, he may get another chance because he bowls off spin and he fields so well. Pooran fails, you would think that he's going to miss out in the next game. So interesting to see what mentality they take to the field. Do they take a fearful mentality knowing that they may be dropped, or they just take that kind of mentality that they know it's their last chance and they've got to go for it? The big show has to arrive. We talked about it in the no show. We called him before the the game. Well, the big show has to arrive with the bat and get the Kings somewhere near this total. If he does, I've seen him play incredible innings in the Big Bash. I mentioned the innings he played against England just recently. He's got the game. I always question, has he got the mind? Has he got the mind to play the smart innings? It's not about crash, bang, wallop all the time. It's about manipulating the field, getting the right opportunity to target the right bowler at the right time to the right boundary. He's got everything in his bag. It's just, will he have the mind and the skill and also the thought process to bring the right club out at the right time?
You'd really hope that the entire Punjab batting lineup has that mindset today, because if they go 5 losses out of 6 games, they will just fall away. And you don't want a team to fall away so early. So for the interest of the tournament, you don't. Warnie's, of course, written them off. He's like, they're not getting 202, right?
I think if they don't, I think they'll be gone in this tournament. They have to get these runs.
But too much. You want Kings 11 to win or Hyderabad boys?
Huh? So then they are level. No, then they will fight together. They will fight together. Sir, please, now if you are pulling your Hyderabad card, I have to pull my Punjabi card then.
Look at Hyderabad bowling. Look at Hyderabad bowling. Right? Yeah. Who's the leader of that attack? Is Khalil. Khalil is temperamental. You got Khalil. Natarajan's actually bowled really well. He's bowled those Yorkers well. Sandeep Sharma, you don't know.
Sandeep started all right. I mean, he started okay against, what was it, Mumbai the other day? That he started all right. I mean,
and then what are you looking at? You're looking at Abhishek Sharma, you're looking at Abdul Samad. Right? So
your fifth bowler.
One of those three pacers goes for 25-30 in his first 2 overs. The captain is already searching around. He had Kane Williamson bowl an over the other day.
Yeah.
There's not a lot there.
Yeah, but chasing that kind of big total over, they won't just be able to play Rashid Khan out. They won't just be able to say, "Oh, we'll knock him for 20." The target's too big, so they will have to take a risk or two against Rashid Khan, which may give him an opportunity to get 2 or 3 quick wickets. Rashid Khan, if you're facing 160, you can just bat him out. Just say, "Right, we'll knock him for 20." Just make sure he doesn't get the wickets. But when you're targeting over 200, you can't just give them 4 overs. You've still got to be able to strike, and they're going to have to take a risk or 2 against Rashid Khan as well. That's why Maxwell is so important, because Maxwell is a wonderful player as a spin. And he's seen so much of Rashid Khan in all the leagues around the world that he could target Rashid Khan. Is that good? But as we've said on many occasions about Glenn Maxwell, we always say, come on, give us something. And he very rarely delivers. That's the honest truth about Glenn Maxwell. He very rarely delivers when the pressure's really on. I've only seen him do it once, and that was against England a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Punjab will be hoping that he has one of those days today. They'll be hoping that they also get that from the captain. They get that from Mayank. They get that from Puran, because, well, for 201, you're not going to have just one guy do it alone. You'll need a few. With a little help from my friends. And I need a little help from my friends here, because none of us got our My 11 Circle Badger honor prediction correct, because the most optimistic was Michael Vaughan with 180, but Johnny Yes Papa took them way beyond that. So now what we're going to do, we're going to play it in the second innings again with the power play score. All right, so power play score, gents, power play score. Get your guesses in now.
Go on, Harsha.
54.
54 from the gentleman from Hyderabad. 54, the gentleman.
I'm going to go 49.
49 and 54. Should I go big?
Gaurav, go high.
I will. 59. 59.
That's all. That's like presenting the budget and offering a 2% increase.
Well, I mean, right now, anywhere in the world, a 2% increase is a big increase. Right? There are bankers listening to it going, we'll take that. In England and in India, it's 2%. Who said 2%? Give it to me now. All right.
We've sent one of our guys to be their finance minister.
There's in the UK, right?
Yeah, we've sent one of our sons-in-law to be their finance minister. Narayan Murthy's son-in-law is their finance minister.
Oh, you take
Rishi Sunak.
To be fair to Rishi is of all the politicians that are speaking on our televisions over the last 6 months, is the only one that I trust.
Yeah, he's a trust.
The rest of them are go, switch off.
You know what? There are people all over the world who are saying, one trustworthy politician on TV, we'll take that. 2% growth, we'll take that. Things are rough. Let's see who gets the power play prediction correct. Do you want me to increase mine? 59 to 61? I'll take it to 61. I have no problem. You tell me. I'll do it. All right. I'll take it. I'll do it. All right. So I'm at 61 now. I hope somebody gets it now. I'm just getting peer pressured into this. Anyway, that's all we have time for. Big thank you to Harsha Bhogle for joining us. Thank you so much. Big thank you to Michael Vaughan. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. Okay, 60.